So, you're going to Machu Picchu, right? Well, what should you bring? It's really simple. A lot of it depends on how you're getting there. So let's say you're taking the trek there, right? Let's start with the Inca Trail. If you're going via Inca Trail, you want to make sure you check with your trekking company, see what the latest weather is like, to see what the season is like, to see what you'll be doing daily on an hour basis. So for example, you know the first 2 days are going to be the hardest, especially day 2. Make sure you ration. So bring chocolate with you, bring nuts, simple stuff to give you energy throughout, right? I always like bananas to make sure I don't cramp up. It's stuff that's simple, right? You don't want to carry too much weight because you're at altitude, every ounce matters. And if you are trekking, and it's dry season, still the weather here is pretty crazy. So if you have something like this, it's what we call a soft shell jacket. Man, they're awesome. They keep you pretty warm. They're pretty lightweight. They're water repellent, so that's really, really easy to get. You can pick them up if you're in the States at EMS, REI, and if not, at pretty much any outdoor sports place. But let's say you're not trekking, right? So let's say you take the train there. Well, bring a small day bag, right? The idea is you're gonna get there typically the night before you summit to Machu Picchu. And the hotels, they're not amazing, they're not the worst quality, but the idea is you're kind of out there. And so you don't really need anything other than simple pajamas or shorts at night, and you're good. Right? It's going to be a lot warmer than Cusco. And if you take the train, chances are you're probably acclimatized enough. Okay, then you get to Machu Picchu. Make sure you have your passport with you. That applies to everyone. Without your passport, you can't get into Machu Picchu. So that's really important. And once you get into Machu Picchu, the idea is very simple. Walk through the gates, and on your left-hand side, there's usually a place to stamp a sign of Machu Picchu into your passport. It's kind of cliche, it's a little kitschy, but you know what? It's cool, it's fun, I like it, so give it a shot. When you're in Machu Picchu, it's always helpful to protect yourself from sun, because you're at altitude. Even though Machu Picchu is lower than Cusco, it's still high up. And so the sun can definitely burn you, all right? So this is where you want to have one of those really funny, like wide brim hats. If not, just bring a decent baseball cap with you. It makes a big difference. I always like a thin scarf for the back of my neck. I know it sounds kind of weird, but man, the sun is strong. So that's kind of what you want to bring with you on a trip to Machu Picchu. If you have a bigger backpack, you're usually okay with that on the trains. It really depends on what they feel like that day, but you're usually okay with a hiking backpack. The one thing you cannot bring to Machu Picchu are suitcases. And when you get there, you'll realize that you're really out there in the remote wilderness, right? And kind of what's almost the borderline of the jungle of Peru. And so it's out there. It's 4 hours from Peru, 4 or 5 hours, depending on how you get there. So you definitely want to make sure you don't bring any suitcases, leave that behind. Cool. And any questions, just drop us a note below, and we're really happy to take care of you.
Va, toma 3, Vinay, ¿qué debo llevar a Machu Picchu? Vinay.
No sé, no graba.